Here's a quick video about some of the features in this new Unreal Engine and Wwise demo scene that I've created. So what you can see at the screen right now, the debug red lines are sphere tracing around the player on each footstep, and we're calculating the number of trees around the player, and these are affecting the 2D ambience, and we're also spawning birds or bird sounds in the trees, and tree winds, and also tree incidentals. So the tree count is basically driving up an RTPC, let's call it forest depth, and that's switching a lot of audio functionality as it goes up. So for example, we have these one shots around the player, and when we are further down in the plains, we're gonna hear more flies and crickets, and instead once we get to the forest, we're gonna hear a bit more rustles and cracks and stuff like that. For the horse, we have a couple of systems here. First one is the tree swoosh by thing. So this red sphere, well, first I created a custom trace channel for the trees, and this sphere around the horse is basically checking on overlap if anything that is overlapping is blocking the trace channel for the trees, aptly named trees, and if so, then we do a sphere trace by channel, and on each of those trees we then can spawn a bypass sound effect, which is just a one shot in this case. There's also a wind layer that picks up in volume when we're going near or at the maximum speed of the horse. So on top of the normal physical material footstep switch system, I wanted to create something a bit more intricate for the water. So basically we check if the material that we hit was water, and if it was, then we start a new line cast about from the head level of the player character to the surface of water. So in this case, at the top left, you can see the distance and kind of like which level of depth the water is. So in this case, the numbers went from 170 to about 4 or 5 before the player is completely submerged, and I basically truncated these values, so we just get very nice even number for our switches in Wwise that are switching the appropriate assets for the shallow water, and we have medium water and deep water. Obviously, if you went further than this, you would start swimming or something. There's also a neat little detail that your footsteps stay wet for a bit once you come out of the water. So a couple of last things that I just wanted to quickly show was some basic foliage interaction stuff. So basic bush rustles that are reacting kind of like the speed of the character. Beautiful footage, no, sorry. And then on the rocks we have these rock incidentals, like little pebbles flying around. So these are playing more frequently and louder based on the velocity of the player. So if you're sneaking around, you're not gonna kick around as much pebbles, and if you're sprinting, you can really hear the rocks flying around. And of course, everybody's favorite feature, ragdoll. So hopefully you enjoyed this little, I don't know, it's not really a tutorial, but a look into the things that I've done here. And please keep in mind that this is very much a work in progress, so it's really hard to be ever finished with these kind of projects. I might do a bit more elaborative videos in the future if anyone has any requests for any insights into any of these systems. Alright, thank you very much for watching. See ya.